Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's the penultimate round of the season here in Tier 2 and all of Intrepid Racing League. It is Abu Dhabi here at the Yas Marina Circuit. Plenty of racing ahead of these drivers. And, well, the championship is not yet decided. 33 points separate Mark and 7. And Mark, he's not here for the final two rounds. It is all up for grabs here for the Drivers' Championship. There's still a chance if things go wrong for 7 and other drivers near, I'm looking at the wrong standings here. Whoops. 7 and J, if things go wrong for 7, the championship will go to Mark in these next two rounds if anything goes wrong in that sense. And, well, where are we playing from? It's 2:30 in your hour. We are a North American League. 8:30 Eastern Time. And let me just say that I haven't ever used this controller, if I'm being honest. I don't know the way to get the things. So let me switch here. Let me tell you that I'm still trying to work out which buttons do what, because I just switched over to this wheel. And, well, it's not going well already, because I don't have a way to get down to other places. And, well, that's already set. Now, what's my issue? Oh, no way. Well, now I know what's up. It's this button. Oh, it's this button. Well, we're gonna switch to the trusty controller. That's what we're gonna do. Well, let's take a look here. As people start their laps, they're flying laps out here in qualifying. And it would be Mo who starts the first lap here. Getting down in the turn 4, flick of the steering wheel as per the physics in this game. And then now down the back straightaway towards the chicane. Basically a hairpin, to be honest. Or not really, but close enough. Going in, it tightens up here, which will be a big choke point in the race. And they go out onto the second major straight, back onto the straight mode, back onto the boost mode. And send that Cadillac hurtling down the secondary pit straight and into turn, I don't even know what the turn is, if I'm being honest. And towards the hotel section in Sector 3. This technical, windy section allows drivers to recharge their batteries and requires a little bit of focus to keep themselves within the track limits. It is very easy to go over the track limits here. There's the overtake checking point for the race, and back on the straight mode, up to the line. The first lap time of the session is a 1:24.3. Chico will beat that one with a 1:24.2, and behind that, Bro Joshua with a 1:23, first into the 1:23s out here. And then one of the Red Bulls and Alpine start a time. That is JD and Jokovic up to provisional pole position, 23.8. Behind that, we have another Hassed's Diner who goes to 5th place. And Frenny will put it up in 1st place right now. Dual Exploration goes in 3rd. The replacement for Mark, as he goes, well, he can't race anymore, but he is the championship leader, so that will prove costly for Red Bull. NASCAR Freak will go into 5th position as one of the V-Carbs sliding around in the background KNY Ticket will go to second, and then it's the Mercedes of Aerodynite who will put this one, we'll see, not burning to the line in 11th with a 126 for JD. 132 back out of his lap as well. And he's 8 seconds off as of right now. But let's take a look back up here. We have XIM, or Exim, I don't know how someone pronounces that, coming up to the line here. And using boost mode and straight mode to the line, it's 5th place, and Syed will go to 2nd. Missed out on many opportunities, has Syed, in this championship. And hopefully things can go better for him. In the future, CapEx up to the line. He's invalidated, actually, so he is coming into pit lane. So there's a Scad behind that. And crucially, 7. Second in the championship, very close to possibly getting this one, and he can go 4. He needs what I believe to be 7 points in this race, and he will be in contention for this championship. Just 7, and he'll stay in contention. Otherwise, Mark will become a champion who didn't even finish the season. Anyways, Pedro here gets on the brakes around the long left-hander. Used to be that awkward go-kart chicane, but thank God they changed that, as Slayer's Scad gets disqualified for going the wrong way. Uh-oh. Can't park there. Anyways, he was last. He'll stay last. And, well, that Williams having a bit of a horrid season out there. As Pedro now will come around the final corner using boost mode up to the line. A lot of acceleration, and it's 4th place, 4/10 off of Frenny. CapEx behind that. Don't know if he's getting held up. No, he's not. He invalidated with that. Struggling when it comes to invalidations as the Ferrari gets out of his way, so he can start a flying lap, another one in this race. And I think, oh, he didn't invalidate his next lap. I thought he did for a second. That would have been devastating. Ugh. Anyways, Mark has missed the last 2 rounds, and he'll miss another 2 now, the penultimate and the final round of the season. So that'll be big alarms going off at Red Bull, hoping that he can do it. No one else is in contention for this championship besides 7. Although the battle for the Constructors' Championship, that is very close. Ferrari versus Red Bull, 7 points separate them. And Ferrari might be on a bit of a win here if this qualifying goes the way as it is, as we look at CapEx going down the back straightaway. Hello, Freddy. In chat, you should be driving. I hope you stick to driving, man. Cadillac, 77 points back. It's not a lost cause for Cadillac, but it is very hopeless. You need to be delusional to get there. Anyways, CapEx does get a valid lap here, as long as he keeps these final 2 corners nice and tidy. And he's going to come on the pit lane. Oh! Backed out of the lap. Knew it wasn't too good. And it is, well, he's called it a day. JD on an out lap. Let's look here. Mo, not on an out lap, I believe. Actually, going for a run here. Just barely up on his last time. Going for 3 runs in this session. Use all 3 compounds of the soft tire that these drivers have in qualifying and the race. On the brake, coming around the final corner. And up to the line. What will it be for the Cadillac? No improvement, and he'll stay 14th. The Haas of Chico will start a lap time. Made their Intrepid debut. Made her Intrepid debut last round in Brazil in Tier 1. as Jokovic goes back into personal pole by 1/1000th of a second. It is very close here in qualifying. The Racing Bulls going up to the top there by a 1/1000th of a second there. Wow. And Extreme Enigma will go up to 10th there, improving by 0.2. JD. This might be just starting a lap. I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. No, it is. It is a lap as he goes down the back straightaway. Where we saw Lando Norris and Yuki Tsunoda clash on the left-hand side of the circuit. Rigged. Anyways, we'll look here as she comes around the final corner in the Haas. And what will it be to improve from a 13th position? They'll stay 13th, but it will be a 10th improvement. As we look at Bro Joshua, who go into the pit lane. Zim coming around the final corner here. Not a good lap so far, and I believe is starting another one. Yes, is starting another one. Franny will put it back up to provisional pole. A good lap time, 0.2 ahead, almost in the 22s. We may see 22s by the end of this session. As JD comes into pit lane. Pedro, I think, just finished a lap, as we'll see Capex start one as well. Dual exploration start a lap time. And we'll see if Pedro did just start a lap or not. No, he finished one. Whoops. Well, let's look at Duel here. In the Red Bull, on board. She goes down the back straight all the way to the right-hand side. Minimize the amount of space. Minimize the run all the way down, but I feel like he didn't have to go that far to the right. Locking out the brakes just a little bit. And bringing it around past the Aldar boards. And now down the straightaway. All the way, minimizing the run a little bit too much. Almost hitting the barrier there. Probably lost time, yeah. A 10th down off the last time. And 0.8 down off of Frenny for pole position. It is close qualifying when you think about it, besides the gap to the lead. Anyways, 5 minutes to go in this 18-minute qualifying session. As Air Knight goes up to 10th place. Dual exploration will be into pit lane. Capex here coming around the final corner, looking to set their first time in this session. Capex up to the line, and it'll be 8th. 0.8 off of Frenny. And Pedro will start a lap now. Well, 5 minutes to go in this session. Drivers just sitting in pit lane and preparing for their final run of this session. Apparently, someone has broken the braking boards. As these McLaren set up a bit of a slipstream here for each other. I have a big feeling that did a whole load of nothing. As getting on the brakes, you see the front wing close. And he goes through the curbs here in the chicane. And oh, look at that. The other McLaren cuts the chicane. It's the good old tactic that we see at Abu Dhabi to try and get as much of a slipstream. And I think that also did a good load of nothing. Down 0.03 of a second as he flies around the left-hand sweeper. That was added in 2021. And now through the hotel section. Under the bridge and through the second to last corner. And then the final corner. Let's see what it is. A little bit wide, missing the apex, and it's 4th. Improving by a 10th. Nearly a 10th and a half. It's 4th place, 0.5 off pole position so far, as Bro Joshua is done with a lap as well. Mo here is going for a lap 700s up through the second sector. On the brakes. Holy, what have I just watched on that steering wheel? And he's cut the curve, and he's well, that was possibly the worst thing I've ever seen. If it works, I guess, man. Well, the Aston Martin there, going around. 3 minutes left in the session. We're about to see how this one ends up in the end. Will it be Jokovic or Frenny? Well, let's look here as Zim starts a lap. He's going for a double lap here. Let's look here at Chica. I'm just gonna say Chica, man. I don't know. Anyways, down the hill towards turn 4, the famous turn 4, a 10th up coming through the first sector, bringing that car, throwing it through turn 4 onto the straight mode, onto the boost button, as we now go down past the DHL boards and towards turn 5. On the brakes, yeah, someone has broken the boards on the right hand side, so we're just having to guess where the braking markers were under the bridge there. And now down the straight, something is going on with that front wing as flies past our camera and around the sweeper, over a tenth and a half up on their past time. That's just so far good enough for a round not in the top 10. As around through the final sector we go, the hotel section, where Nicholas Latifi decided he was going to go into the wall, and now through the final corners under the AWS boards and towards the line. What will it be with a minute on the clock to go? It's 6th, a big improvement in the final sector to put Chica up in a 6th. She puts herself in the top 10, which it was not looking likely. JD gets out of the way of Bro Joshua, who's so far not improving in from the second sector. It's a big slide. Bro thinks he's Max Verstappen as he hits the wall as well, and that'll give JD a little bit of a spook as he comes around the final corner. And Diner passes that one as well, starting a lap. And we look here at Frenny, who is up on his time. And so is Jokovic. He'll be the first person to start finish their final run. Looking for pole. Let's see how it goes in the second sector. It wasn't good enough. Is it a big improvement like the Haas we saw earlier? Up to the line. It's barely too far off. Into the pit lane there. KNYT kid as well. Coming up to the line. Not enough. Frenny can improve, and it's a 2/10 buffer there. 7, the championship contender, goes to 4th. As next up, we have the Haas, who will not be improving after that one. Syed has looked for pole in this league a few times. It won't be today. In the penultimate round, Zim not up in the second sector, but how did it go through the third sector? Yellow flags wave, and it's barely an improvement to go to 9th position. JD up to the line, it's 5th place. The Haas of Capex will not improve, as the other Haas Diner will stay 17th. And the other McLaren of Pedro already done. NASCAR Freak will go up to 10th in his Williams, throwing that car in the top 10. Enigma can spoil that, and he just barely misses out by 100th of a second. Arid Knight, the final driver to start a lap time here, will go up to the line, and it'll be 8th place, just ahead of the Haas, and into the top 10 as well here in Abu Dhabi. That is it for qualifying. It's Frenny on pole position, trying to lead Ferrari to a championship here in the constructors, and hopefully maybe beating JD for 3rd in the championship Will Frenny, he's on pole again here in Abu Dhabi. Oh, and Jokovic second. He's been hoping for that good qualifying to get him out of the midfield and to stop him from keep getting taken out, and he's gotten it today. And hopefully he can get a good start himself. Looking to improve on it today. And we'll see how it goes for him running fine where he is in the championship. Running 11th in the championship. He can improve positions a fair amount. He'll just have to do a good effort today, and we'll see it as we get to the results screen in a little bit. It's Frenny on pole ahead of Jokovic, ahead of Syed. 7 is teammate and championship rival, and one of the championship rivals in this race. And JD in 5th, looking to possibly beat 7 for 2nd in the championship. He can't win the full thing yet. And well, Frenny on pole position by a dominant amount. The rest of the field quite close together when you look at it, and the gaps. And well, we'll see. Can 7 keep himself in championship contention in this race? Can he take it away from Mark in the end? We'll see how that one will go. And so we have 18 drivers to start this race. 17 were able to qualify. The other disqualified from the session. And well, we'll see how this one goes. One driver making their Tier 2 debut. And that would be Chica in the Haas. As let's go to the grid here in Tier 2. Frenny looking to get himself, by the end of this championship, into the top 3 in the standings if he can. Although there is a long way to go to that one, over 30 points. But he can get 4th. And, well, yeah, 7 needs 7 points. It's in the name. 7 points to get this one going, as I hope drivers haven't readied up. And so most of the field on mediums will be getting going in about a minute's time. Oh, everyone's just started. Oh, we're going. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Frenny gets a good start. Jokovic as well. Frenny throws it through the outside into turn 1. Jokovic holds on to 2nd place as they fight behind Syed and 7. Someone decided to ready up early, I guess. And JD as well in 5th. Pedro fighting him as they go side by side into turn 4. 7 looking for P3. Can he get it around the outside? A bit of contact. Wheel banging as well. And we'll see if he can get it good. If it switches cameras. Very nice there. 7 still in 4th. He's going to try and go for this one again. To the inside. Nothing doing there. But behind that, JD's going to look for a big move up the inside. And to get it down, they're going to be 3 wide. As KNYT Kid goes for a big move on the outside. He's going to make contact with him. Almost spinning around as JD goes off the circuit as well in his Cadillac. And that'll leave him open for Pedro looking for a big move there. And JD's going to go around the outside of KNYT Kid. And it won't work for him just yet if he just tries to keep his nose in. And that won't go well. As behind that, they have fighting down through the hotel section. As him gets past is one of the Mercedes and Bro Joshua in the barriers. Aerodynite with wing damage. Bro Joshua having another meeting with the barriers in this weekend. As the 2 Hasses, Diner having an amazing start in this one. As most of the field on mediums. And we have a virtual safety car out here to seize up racing into the pits. Aerodynite, Mo, and Dual Exploration. And well, I think we'll be going back to green, and shortly it's Frenny ahead of Jokovic and Syed for the top three. Has a lot of the field coming to grief in that one. And, well, just waiting for us to go back to green. The field so far, as it stands, 7 would stay in contention for this championship and would have a much greater chance of it in the next race. No pressure to the Ferrari, ladies and gentlemen. As you go back to green, racing here. And let's see who got a better start. Pedro getting the monster launch here. Just tapping the back of the V-car, making him lose a bit. The Red Bull goes absolutely glitching through them. And Pedro gets spun around and dropped down to 13th. That's another moment. Actually, I'm talking complete bull. There, I'm talking about another tier. Whoops. As, ooh, down the inside, NASCAR Freak. What a big move there. Capex will get it as well. Catches KNYT Kid off guard as now Extreme Enigma tries to go around the outside of him. And he'll get that one done. KNYT Kid really dropping down the field there as, well, he gets caught off guard. And I wonder if he's an AI or something. Anyways, looking back up the field, Zim fighting the Hassan Chica, the Diner, and JD in front of him, the Cadillac. As in the evening here, will be in the night later on. And I think Capex going for a big move to the inside of NASCAR Freak. Almost wheel banging onto the straight, using straight mode as well. No straight mode, actually, for these drivers. Which is interesting enough. As, ooh, a bit of tapping there. As he goes through. NASCAR Freak had to back out. That'll leave him open to his teammate, Slayers to Scad. And the most amazing camera angle as a bit of yo-yo racing here with the battery. And now Pedro looking for a comeback goes to the inside in the turn 7. As KNYT Kid was an AI. And he's just rejoined the session. Pedro moves himself back into 10th place. Of course, points down to 12th, so he was still in the points. Anyways, this big train here. Hopefully, these drivers do know how to save tires this track. Very taxing on the tires. Anyways, Frenny so far has the fast lap of this race. As Zim now down into turn 4, lifting and coasting to try and get some charge back in the battery. And now JD's going to go back after 7. He's got more battery to use. And I wonder, he is catching, but not enough to make any big moves. As NASCAR Freak out of the race, disconnecting from the session. So that one is by the player themselves in their menu. As now JD right on the back of 7, looking for a move, and nothing will come from it just yet. Oh, it's a big lunge, and almost getting there. We'll use the battery to try and get a better lunge out of the corner, and well, it won't work. Oh, on the outside, 7 defends a little too much, leaves the door open. Around the outside, it's a great move. Up into P4, through the hotel section, and the third sector. What am I talking about? And a very nice move. 7 just left the door open a little too much and just invited the Cadillac right through to take 4th place away from him. And all 7 needs to do is finish in 6th place or above. And he'll hold on as Diner goes spinning around in turn 3. He'll have to watch out. There is no ghosting, and he rejoins in a safe spot as JD gets right back past 7 here. They're going to be side by side through turn 4 and down the straight. Under the DHL boards and down to turn 5. 7 takes back 4th place. and the Cadillac still has to look on for 4th place after making that beautiful move. And he'll just have to wait for a little bit longer. And I wonder when these tires will start screaming. Still only 4 laps in, and we did have a virtual safety car, which will help out the tires a little bit, but it'll be quite early on, and I wonder if we'll see 1 stops or 2 stops in this field. Of course, some drivers may get a little overwhelmed by the tire wear and have to make that extra pit stop. And some might risk it and go for the 1 stop. So far, only a few drivers played gimmicks in the strategy, and they all met the barriers and had to come into the pits for a new set of tires. So we'll see how that goes for them. And those drivers who did have to make pit stops and drop to the back of the field by quite a few seconds. As 7 now on the back of Syed for 3rd place, and he won't get the move on just yet, but he is right there, and he has the overtaking mode advantage. A little bit more horsepower than the Alpine in front of him, but it hasn't correlated to a move into the fast left-hander at the start of Sector 3. And using the battery there on exit to try and go for a move. Nothing will work just yet, and you'll have to sit behind in the hotel section in the dirty air there of the Alpine in front. And then towards the penultimate corner of this racetrack, I wonder if he'll go for a move here in the final corner. A big one. Contact on the left side, and well, it won't work just yet as Frenny still dominates his race ahead of Djokovic, who spends a pastime of building very large structures on the Minecraft server. Although I don't know how much they've been doing that recently. I think they got out of the 2-week phase, or the 3-week or 5-week phase for them. Some of the people on the server as Bo Joshua gets 3-second time penalty for track limits. He is, of course, in 15th place after meeting the barriers on lap 1, due to what I think was not much fault of his own, but still an unfortunate incident for the Aston Martin, who also met the barriers in qualifying as well. As look here, 7 looking for a move, and maybe he'll have to take some tricks out of JD's playbook that JD used on him, and see if that'll work. As Slayer Saskad looking for a move here on Extreme Enigma to get himself into the top 10. As I just saw, the gap got really close there. As, 7 with a little bit of a wiggle coming out of the final corner. As, JD locking up the brakes and almost hitting the back of 7. Had to take a little bit of evasive action to avoid eating the back of that Ferrari. Could be very unfortunate if another crash came between JD and one of the Ferraris in this championship. It's happened a few times. As, Chica in the barriers, losing a bit of the front wing. Still getting used to the assists in this game, and lowering the assists, and well, it's all gone wrong. Locking up the brakes. There's a big hit to the barriers there. A glancing blow. And, well, that'll come to pit lane, and very unfortunate there for the driver making a Tier 2 debut here. Not a good look, as 7 here looking for another move. To the inside, to the outside, nothing doing. As, Syed goes for a little bit of a slide. And now using the battery to the inside in the penultimate corner. It is 3rd place for 7 as Syed comes into pit lane thinking the tires are too much, misses the pit lane, and will have to keep going. And in the barriers as well. Virtual safety car out. Why is ghosting on? As, whoa, one of the Audis deciding to come in now. It's time to pit. The Haas here getting really lucky with that one. And the placement of that virtual safety car as we see these drivers come on to pit lane. Oh, it's a double stack as well, unfortunately. Poor Niner, who has to wait for the teammate getting their front wing changed. And too much debris. The race control in-game has decided to call out the virtual safety car after 2 incidents of drivers spinning into the wall and losing a bit of front wing. Syed as well. Now we'll have to keep going around this one and hope that the virtual safety car stays out for a little bit longer. He still has a bit of front wing, but missing both end plates and the top half of the wing. He'll be missing a lot of downforce there on the front end. As you can just see, struggling under virtual safety car to keep that one on the circuit. And so that one will be instantly into the pit lane as a speeding penalty. Drive through for Slayer Saskad as Air Knight goes past him into 10th place. And the Mercedes, he'll be right back past for the Williams. And now the Mercedes might not fight him too much because he'll know that Slayer has that drive-through penalty. Syed will have to come into the pits after the virtual safety car is gone. And Mo is going to put himself into the barriers now. A lot of drivers meeting the barriers here, spinning into them. I'm assuming spun out of the final corner there, and I hope that we're not seeing any foul play here when it comes to the safety car system. So the driver's not really burning as they go down this straight, trying to save a bit of ERS. And, well, the battery to, well, not have that disadvantage to their competitors. As Extreme Enigma will go to the inside here for the next corner. Down the straight in the Audi. Catching up. They're going to be 3 wide as they go into the chicane. Aero Knight backs out. The Audi not able to get past Slayer Saskad. And, there'll be contact as well coming out of the chicane. But now Extreme Enigma will have the battery to try and get in 9th place here. Will it be around the outside? Just gets squeezed to the curb. He'll still try to hold that one around the outside. Nothing will do. Went to the inside. A big move. Cut over the curb a little bit. Probably achieved a warning by doing that, but a great effort there to get past using the battery is Extreme Enigma and get around that. Williams, who does have the drive-through penalty to serve. And that is a crazy slowdown for that pit lane that I have just witnessed. As we see these drivers still just not having enough battery to bring it around. Past some of these drivers. Now these drivers at the front, they haven't hit yet. And the drivers, all the drivers below the top 10 have made a pit stop in this race. And we'll see if there's any possible undercuts that they make that'll provide a bit of chaos as the hatch here, Chica. She will go to the inside and late on the brakes. It's a big move to the inside, and it's 9th place for the Haas, and we'll be going after the Audi of Extreme Enigma. As we go down the back straight with that new front wing, as Frenny will come on the pit lane. So will Jokovic. 7 will stay out and inherit the race lead. So will the 2 behind him of JD and Zim. Oh no, I thought Jokovic had just jumped Frenny. No, it was just going into their pit box. As now through the unique pit lane under the circuit and up the hill, no one has been undercut in this one. Although CapEx now a little too close for comfort there to the cars behind, who have already made their pit stop. And I think with what we've just seen, we might see one stop from the guys at the front. Especially the top four there. If they are able to stay out a little bit longer, maybe hoping that another virtual safety car comes out, luckily in their favor in this final part of the lap. Taking the risk to stay out a little bit longer, or maybe going on some alternate strategies. We'll see what they decide to do. JD will go for the undercut on the 7. So will Zim. I feel like that will be a very successful undercut as we see Chica going to the outside. There's contact as they both go off the circuit. The Haas and the Audi. Slowly back on circuit, has to let Aero Knight through. And a safe rejoin there. But it is contact and a bit of drama for these two. And that puts one car between them as they'll come out with cars around them out of the pit lane. Pedro's dropping down. Zim and JD having CapEx in front of them, who went to the medium tires. They got jumped. But now Chico will have to go for another one. And easily passed with the battery. Although I wonder if Aero Knight will fight with it on the brakes. Nothing doing there for him. And she will be up to 8th place. Enigma now has to deal with defending again, as JD's now going to go for a brave outside move here around CapEx, and it won't go down just yet, but he will have this next little short run to the hotel section and around the outside again. It is a move done for the Cadillac through the tight 3rd sector. A very nice outside move to get that one into 4th place and past CapEx, who seems seemingly slower as 7 to come onto pit lane. As Chica will go over the curb there, a little bit wobbly out of the penultimate corner. 7 pit later, will have better tires, but behind everyone that he was fighting. Comes out at the back of the train there, as we'll see CapEx still within touching distance here in through turn 4. Pedro here will have to start weaving his way through the slower cars that he's going to be coming around. After, of course, the incident earlier that has made him have to drop back in this field, as now CapEx is going to be attacking the Cadillac of JD as they go through the chicane. Under the bridge, and now Zim is going to be looking for a big move. As we look at the Haas here of Chica, going for 7th. And nothing will do with the battery. As now CapEx under attack into the hotel section. We'll see if Zim goes for a big move. Nothing just yet here in Tier 2. As it stands, 7 barely. He would need it to, if it finishes this way, he would need to win the next race to win the championship. Next race, of course, out in I actually have no idea where the next race is. Next race in Vegas, under the lights. As look at that, to the outside here into turn 4, the Haas, as Pedro will try to make it 3 wide, but just having to back out of that one, possibly scaring the two of them. As the Haas will have to sit back for a bit as Pedro's going to get past and now looking for it on Enigma. And this is possibly going to go 3 wide. It is going to go 3 wide into the braking zone. Pedro's past both of them, but Chickta almost just making a little bit of contact there, side by side. And Enigma's going to stay in front here of the Haas. He's still trying to hold this one around the outside. Brave move for Pedro. He gets that one done. Chicks is trying to look for this one to the inside in the hotel section. Almost contact, is almost wheel banging, and he'll still be stuck behind that Audi there. Well, thanks, Captain Obvious, in the chat. Lewis, he needs to finish 6th or above to stay in the fight. And then, if he only finishes as it stands in 6th, he would need a win. No, he needs to finish 6th or above. Actually, wait, no. Yeah, you're right. 5th and above. Now Zamir will be looking for it on Capex. JD has run away in this one. So 5th or above for 7 so far. As it stands, Mark would be champion. Not here for the final 2 races. And he wasn't here for the 2 races before that one. So, before this, so the fact that he's still leading by 33 points is absolutely incredible. And well, one of the Red Bulls, his teammate, oh, big slide from Capex. It'll leave the door open for him to go around the outside and just getting pushed off the circuit there. Not really pushed, but left for dead there as Mo is out of the race in the pit lane. He'll be up the inside into turn 1. That'll be now 7 will want a piece of the pie here because he needs this position. He'll be burning as I go down to turn 4. He'll look for the outside. Past 100-meter board, bit of contact, wheel banging around the outside, just sliding the rear as he tries to make that move. Couldn't get the car to work under him. He'll get a good exit now, looking for the inside as they go under the DHL boards and down the hill to turn 5. He'll be pushed all the way. Capex looking for the move on the Red Bull. Bit of contact. Red Bull goes wide to the inside. Over the sausage curve. Won't work out there. Sam looking for a defense here as Capex just doesn't go for the move just yet. Crucial battle in the championship here as well. Ferrari versus Red Bull. So far, it's going strongly the way of Ferrari. They won't win it just yet, but they will definitely almost have it sealed. And 7 still just stuck behind these 2 cars, and he'll be really wanting to get this one passed. And even if he finishes in 5th place, he would have a ton of what you need to win the next race. And so far, it just doesn't look like, no offense, but it looks like he's just not in that form. He's in that form to get high positions, but it would be very, a little hopeless, I should say, if he's resorted to having to win the race. As 7, he goes up the inside. It's a big move. And so far, it's working. Using the battery. Capex out of battery. Kevin stills a little bit, but he's not burning it. And he will be up to 5th place through the chicane, jumping over the sausage curve just a little bit. And that is 7. Now holding on, Alonso Petrov. Yeah, a little bit of shades of that. Back in, I think it was 2010, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And bottle it like Oscar 25. That would be horrible. Anyways, at the back here, we have a little battle for the final point, 2 points positions in 11th and 12th. Diner and KYT Kid. KYT Kid goes for a big move to the inside, and it won't work out for him just yet due to the hotel section. He's going to go for a big switcheroo. Switchback move. Oh, sliding. And, well, it won't go up for him in that part of the track because they both come in the pit lane. At the same time, oh, Syed in the wall again in that final corner. And I would love to see what the damage is there, as 7 now looking for 4th place to the inside. Switch to the outside, and he'll have the momentum to swing that car around and up to 4th place. And as it stands, he would still need a win in the next round. He would be 21 points behind Mark in the end, as it stands, and then it would be, then he would need to win. It was clean. Very nice there. Moves. As now Syed with wing damage has Air Knight on the back of him. Capex gets past. The Red Bull comes into pit lane. Air Knight to the inside of the damage. Crippled Alpine. So will Slayer Saskad up into the points paying positions. As I had just a race that started so well, just going so horribly in the end now, as these two continue their fight after coming on the pit lane. And yeah, you can see some drivers looking comfortable with a one-stop. Possibly some drivers just can't bring the tires to do it. Especially drivers who've been sliding a lot in this race. It just heats up the tires, and then they can't do anything. But now, Seven is in even more danger, because if he does have to make another pit stop, that Red Bull's 100% undercutting him. 1. And 2, I mean, think about it. In the next race, he would need the win to win that championship. Of course, as it stands, 21 points between them. Also, as it stands, Ferrari, if it finishes this way, which it most likely won't, because obviously that Red Bull did just make a pit stop, Ferrari would be only a few points away from ending the championship here. They would need a little bit more. In the penultimate round, it is still all to play for, even if the points gaps look a little bit large, I should say. We haven't talked about Jokovic, who's in 2nd place. Obviously, we're looking at other battles here, but he is still running a great race here. Been looking. He knew he's told me he knows he has the pace to bring himself into these high positions, but he just hasn't been given the opportunities to do so, as the Haas of Chico will go up the inside until 11th place. Am I not seeing straight mode or something? Am I missing something? Whoa, Slayer's got almost hitting the Haas there. But she will take 11th place in their Tier 2 debut. Making a Tier 1 debut was a little bit awful, that Tier 1 debut, but no offense, of course. But having a good one here in the points, still fighting for our positions, possibly exactly where they belong. is him ahead of CapX. This guy gets a 3-second time penalty for cutting, as there is a bit of a fight here. I think Slayer Scat actually disconnected as well. Oh, in the pit lane. Now, Diner and KYTK will continue this battle for the final points position in this race. If you look at penalties, they're both on the same penalties when it comes to track limits. And now the Hat's looking to get that beautiful 1 point for 12th place by the end of this one. And also, I want to look at who's the fastest lap right now. Currently goes to KNYT Kid. So, very nice for him. So, and here burning a little bit of battery. We're trying to get a run into the hotel section. Nothing doing. Ooh, almost out in the back there. Going wide and over the curb. Past the white line. Just behind that RB. In this fight for 12th place, which at some points has looked like a bit of a brawl. The number 2 Racing Bulls fighting with this Haas here. Under the Louis Vuitton boards and into turn 4. A long ways back for him, of course. Look at this 3-way battle here. Sire is faster than these drivers, 100%. Although he just hasn't had the best of races. We still have time for some form of safety car to happen if anything does go wrong for these drivers. Although I heavily doubt that something like that will happen. Usually doesn't happen. Although all we have seen is 2 virtual safety cars in this one. There's Scott on the back of this Red Bull looking for a move, burning all of the battery that he has in the battery. And just looking for the inside. He'll brake a little early, but he still somehow got ahead. And, well, an easy move for the Williams. Although he might be out of battery. He will be out of battery. Here comes the Red Bull, almost hitting the back of the Williams. And around the outside. Aerodynamic projection stop positions because the Aston Martin is in the pit lane. There's the Scad, now still fighting with dual exploration. The replacement for Mark in the Red Bull, and fortunately just can't beat Mark in Tier 2. It's just not possible as Dino looks for the inside here. Going into turn 4. Little bit of wheel bang in there as they get onto the straight. Yes, down now. They go to turn 4, braking around the 100-meter board. Just a little bit of wheel bang, he had to back out of that one. Did KNYT Kid. Now back onto the battery. Diner not burning anything. Gonna go around the outside here. Brave on the brakes. Keeping that momentum in and getting back on the battery. And it's a beautiful outside move for KNYT Kid in the Racing Bulls. And he'll defend into the hotel section to stop any outrageous dive bombs. And another thing here, 7 closing in on JD to try and make it a little more manageable, this one. And if he can get up here into this position, he would then be able to possibly finish in 2nd. to win the championship instead in the next round, actually. No, you would still end up in possibly a tie as these two swap positions again with the battery. No, you'd still need to win because then you'd tie in the end. Well, the math stuff I'm not good at, but what I do know is that it's looking a little bleak here for 7 because you need to put a lot of effort in. I'd stand no matter what position he finishes in now, 4th or 3rd or 4th, he would still need to win the race in the next round. Maybe get 2nd with fast. I don't know. 3rd, he'd still tie. What about do we do points for fastest lap? I have no idea. I forgot. Let me check. We don't do points for fastest lap, so no matter where he finishes, he'll still need to finish first to win the championship in the next race. Will 7 out in Vegas, so he'd have to win regardless. Although he does want 3rd here, because then he gets a beautiful interview. Anyways, KYT kid, I'm about to see a crazy move around the outside, late on the brakes. Trying to hold the momentum. And yeah, if he ties, he lose on countback, of course. That is correct. And look, the move comes. He tries to go to the inside in a turn 4, and he gets it done. With 2.5 laps to go here. Now JD's going to bring this one back to the inside. Late on the brakes. And it will work for him. He's going to be on the battery here. JD not using the battery. How crazy it'd be if Mark wins the championship while missing the final 4 rounds. That's just ridiculous, if I'm being honest. But now the 77 Ferrari still, as they go to the penultimate lap for Frenny. Seven can't do anything there. And let's also look at the Constructors' Championship. I do want to figure this one out. And oh, to the inside. Through turn 2, nothing doing. And now to the outside in turn 4. He'll get that move done using the battery. JD does have a lot more battery, though, to use. Although he doesn't have overtake mode, so he'd be at that disadvantage. 7 points. In the Constructors. JD just not able to make that move for turn 5, that is. And he's still just further back, and the battery not working for him as we'll go to the final lap on this next one. I want to look down at this little battle here as Syed just has to back out of that one. A little bit of movement there on the straights. The Alpine not being able to move up into 14th place as we look here to Frenny starting the final lap here in Abu Dhabi. 29 of 29, nothing can stop him now except himself. And we look at Syed here. Will it be a big move? No, no, no. He's going to hit the back of the Williams as they go through the chicane here. As they look for 15th place. 14th place it would be now. As dual exploration as well on the back here. Oh, look at this. He goes to the outside. Big move around the outside, and it won't work for him. These guys are still on lap 28, by the way. As now through the hotel section, it won't work out for them just yet. As behind, we look at these two making a fight. Chica up to 9th place, and the two McLarens fight as well. And they'll come around. But what we will look at, unfortunately, I have to get off of these drivers battling. Frenny comes around the second to last corner. It's another win for the man in red himself. Frenny will win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and extend Ferrari's lead in the constructors. Jokovic will take 2nd place, getting the podium he wants. 7 will hold on. And it goes down to the final round for the championship. He rounds off the podium. And he will need a win in the next race. The two McLarens finish in unison. Extreme Enigma will finish in the top 8. Chica will get a Tier 2 debut points in 9th position. Aerodynite will finish ahead, actually, because of penalties. KYT will round off the points, and these guys are in their own little dogfight here. And well, the win goes to Frenny. He'll win again in Tier 2 for 2nd time this season. It's Frenny on top. Well, he'll win here in Abu Dhabi. Ferrari will extend their lead in the standings. I'll actually count them up right now, the points there. Well, so it'll be 32. Well, double Ferrari podium, by the way, so very nice for them. And, well, double podium for Ferrari extends their championship lead by a lot. If I look here, yeah, Ferrari have not won it yet, but they are close. They are really close to winning it. But 7 will bring it down to the final round. He'll need to win the final round if he wants to win the championship. Let's get these drivers in for their opinions. Let's get over there. Let's get over and see if we can get some of these drivers in. IRL. So we're in here now. What VC are these guys? Aren't these guys joined? Where did they join? They said he joined. A little bit of confusion here. But we will. See if we can move Franny.
Oh, there you go.
Ah, what an entrance. Well, Franny, you win here in Tier 2.
Yes. Yes, I did. I'm happy. I can't complain.
Yeah, well, the second win of the season for you. Ferrari on the brink of clinching that Constructors' Championship, and your teammate almost to the Drivers' Championship. You'll just need to win in the next race.
Yeah.
How you feeling after that?
I feel good. I mean, this track is one of my favorites. I enjoyed it a lot. Did a little bit of practice only today, so surprised that I won or did good in quali. But no, it was good. I honestly wanted to work with Seven, but he did really good. He picked up well himself, got P3. So and yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this win. It's gonna be a nice one for Ferrari, and hopefully next race can help Seven win the world drivers, and we can win the world constructors together. So yeah.
Yes, of course. Absolute dominance for you. Pole win. I don't think you got the fastest lap, but you led pretty much all of the race. An amazing performance. You said it's your favorite circuit, and
Yes.
well, I mean, I didn't see you much during the race. You were too far ahead, but of course, any other opinions on how you guys in this championship, if you did any fighting, especially at the start, any other opinions you got?
I mean, I wanted to hold back the Dojovic and JD behind, so I can have Seven come up and take P1. You know, because you never know. Next race, something could happen and Seven could lose the world drivers. But no, I mean, I kept it pretty consistent. I was trying to make sure my battery was leveled the whole race. I think towards the end, I was losing my rears a lot, and Dojovic was gaining on me every lap towards the end. So it was a little scary. I almost did lose my car at the end, but thankfully I didn't. But no, I mean, I enjoyed the race. It was good. Hopefully I get to work well with Seven, and I can help him with the Drivers' Championship. So
well, thank you, and good luck in the next race.
Thank you.
You, Seven, and well, we'll see you next time. Have a good one, and we'll see you in Vegas.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. Alright, well, next up, we have the Racing Bull as the man in second place.
Wait, so Seven, did you end up getting P3?
You're in Hey, Jokovic.
Hello, hello.
Well, you take second place. Almost your first podium or not in the season?
That is my first podium, yeah.
Well, congratulations. A well-fought P2 in the qualifying and P2 basically most of the race, almost the entire race. How you feeling?
It was good. It was good. It's unfortunate seeing Frenny so far away, you know, off in the distance, but maybe next race, you know.
Well, yeah, maybe next race. Well, you're catching him towards the end, and you split the Ferraris there. Well, it was well fought for you. We didn't see him much. Of course, you and Frenny were way too far ahead of all the action. And well, you had a lot of opportunities this season. You finally got the opportunity and you took it. Take us through how it was just to the point where you did get that podium.
Well, definitely one of my sweatiest races. I had JD on my butt for a good 13 laps with that second stint. So just trying to you know, keep the distance between him, but also catch Frenny. And luckily we just managed to hold on.
Well, congratulations to you. You take second place. A big improvement in the championship for you and Racing Bulls. And well, congratulations. Good luck in the next race. Hopefully you can maybe get that first win.
Hopefully, still time.
In Vegas. You move up to, I believe, in the top 10. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Of the standings. And well, we'll see you in Vegas, hopefully. And maybe that first win's coming for you.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
GG's, guys.
Yes, GG's indeed, and hopefully see another castle on the Minecraft server. Well, have a good rest of your night as well, and congratulations and good luck.
Thanks. See ya.
Yep. Yes, indeed, and well, and bye-bye. Well, let's get the man. Hello, 7. Let's get the man of the past 2 hours here. 7. You take third place. And, well, you're still in the fight here for the championship, but you got a lot of ways to go. How was it for you? And a big fight there as well with JD.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting race. I was kind of second guessing myself for waiting so long to go in. But I think it obviously paid off in the long run. He's quick, man. Credit to him. I had the tire advantage, a few laps, and you know he put up one hell of a fight. I knew there was areas of the track that I was going to be able to gain on him just from his ERS usage and battery usage. But you know, it's one thing to get within a second. It's a whole other thing to get by somebody. So he's a hell of a driver. He put up a good fight.
Yes, and well, obviously it's basically confirmed now. Ferrari are really close to that Constructors' Championship, and next race you will need a win if you want to secure a Drivers' Championship. How you feeling with your hopes? And hopefully good luck in Vegas, and how your teammate Frenny did say he will do everything in his power that he can to help you get that one.
Yeah, I like Vegas. I usually do pretty well there. Now, granted, new regulations, so that could change a lot of things. But yeah, I mean, honestly, my whole view on the championship thing is it'd be awesome to win it. You know, at the end of the day, it's a credit to Mark for his absolute dominance in the first half of the season, first 3 quarters of the season. You know, for him to still be in a situation to win it and not even racing at this point. You know, it'd be cool to win it, but at the end of the day, you know, if it doesn't happen, it's a credit to Mark and his great season that he's had.
Of course, and well, good luck to you in your title fight, and hopefully it goes to you. I mean, obviously, credit to Mark, of course, for how he's done in this season to be able to be in this place after 4 rounds. It'll be 4 rounds of not showing up, and well, of course, credits to you. You've made it work to the point where you are in the situation to be able to get it. So good luck. Congratulations on the 3rd place. And well, we'll see you in Vegas for the showdown.
Thank you, man. Forza Ferrari, we got to get that back-to-back constructors. That's the big thing.
Hell yeah, you're almost there. Like 1 point. You need to
Yeah, we're almost there.
You're like,
Thanks, man.
They're so close. They got a P6, and that's helped them here.
Yep.
Well, congratulations. We'll see you then. Have a good one.
Yeah, we'll see you, man. Thanks so much.
See ya. Well, those are your drivers here. Who are your top 3? Congratulations to everyone in that race who finished and even participated in the first place. And, well, Tier 2 will go down to the wire in Vegas. It's 7 versus Mark, who isn't even going to be there. See who wins this one. 7 needs to win the race. Mark's not even going to be able to defend it if he does. It all comes down then. Who will win under lights in next week in Vegas? Obviously, we'll see you on Thursday for Tier 1. A big title fight there for one for the Asians. And they still have Abu Dhabi to go. So we'll see you then. Have a good rest of your day. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are. Or good morning, I guess, if you are in Europe. Have a good rest of your day. See you then. Bye-bye.